Hi, I'm Alyssa. Welcome to my apartment. Before you come in, don't forget to subscribe below. So we're situated here on the 7th floor. I've got some beautiful, typical rooftop views of Paris. Unfortunately, from my chambre de bonne, you can't see the Eiffel Tower, but from my host family's flat, which is just underneath mine, and it goes in kind of an L shape around the corner, so I can see one of their windows into their apartment from my apartment. If I was to stand in that window that I can see in their apartment, I would get a little tiny, about 3-inch view of the tip of the Eiffel Tower, which doesn't sound like much, but when you come home at night and it's sparkling, it definitely makes this whole experience feel that much more magical. I am 25 years old, which is a little bit on the older side for an au pair, but I've already completed university. I was living in Scotland before I moved here, and I spent the year before I became an au pair working kind of in like a cafe, but also working for various families as a nanny. I got on Au Pair World, and I started looking for host families, specifically in the 16th, because I kind of had an idea of the kind of life I wanted to be involved in and living, and the type of family that I wanted to be working for, and I can say with certainty that I found that family. My host family comprises of my host mom and her husband, and 2 beautiful little girls who are 5 and 8. The apartment was renovated fairly recently, in the last 2 years I think, so I'm really lucky in that it's super bright, everything's kind of new, there's nothing dingy. When I was looking for families to live with, I definitely, because of how much older I am than a lot of au pairs, really was looking for a lot of independence. My chambre de bonne situation isn't totally typical in that I actually share our little apartment with a flatmate. She has her own room just like mine, and we share the bathroom in this little kind of kitchen space, but there's not actually a stove or anything, just like a kettle and a microwave. In addition to sharing with her, the other unique bit of my situation is that I have a door and a staircase that goes directly into my host family's flat. The only downside to that situation is that because of my flatmate, I do have to be a bit conscientious about sound. She's a young student at a very serious prep school, so I try to be courteous to her and not throw parties at every hour of the night. And equally, my host family, I can hear the girls wake up at 7 in the morning and start screaming, which isn't so much a bother for me, other than it lets me know that they can probably hear me a lot in here too. So I do have to worry about my sound output. In a room this small, storage is really, really important. So my bookshelf is kind of one of the main places that I keep objects, not just my books. Though I do have a little collection going here with some of my favorites, like 9 stories, and of course all my French language learning books and grammar books. So this is my wardrobe, beautiful gems that are all over it, courtesy of my beautiful au pair girls. Inside it is a little bit stuffed. Like I mentioned, my biggest obstacle is hanging space, and so I've doubled up all my coats with shirts and things, so things tend to get a little bit wrinkled, which is a problem I haven't yet found a solution to. And then just behind me, I've got my desk. I definitely don't use it for studying as often as I should, but it's got some lovely light that comes through, and what I usually end up doing here is journaling. I've got all my stuff here for coloring as well. I've got some coloring books that I like to play around with when I'm feeling a little bit stressed. But most definitely, the thing that gets the most use is this journal that one of my friends had made for me that says, "If adventures will not befall a young lady in her own village, she must seek them abroad." We've got a bathroom. I'm very lucky in that even though I share it with my flatmate, we don't have to go into the hallway to get to it, which is a common occurrence for lots of chambre de bonne. I've got loads of storage space in here. All my makeup and everything, cleaning products just tucked up under the cupboard. This is the shower. It's honestly really nice. Like I said, a lot of chambre de bonnes tend to be a bit old and a little bit dingy. That is not the case with my bathroom. I have a wonderful shower with great water pressure, and we keep it pretty clean in here. Thanks for coming to my apartment tour. Don't forget to subscribe, watch more videos, and comment down below. I don't really know where my flatmate keeps her beauty products because I've monopolized the entirety of the bathroom, but she's never complained about it, so I imagine she doesn't use any. I guess Parisian girls are just pretty like that. And then we've got